Hey everybody, welcome back to the Blue Ribbon Lounge podcast.
Welcome back to the Blue Ribbon Lounge podcast, where we blast your earballs with the knowledge that you didn't know that you needed. And even if you didn't need it and you don't want it, we're going to bust out the jaws of life and get it right into your gray matter.
Cram it in there. Don't let any of it escape.
No, don't let it leak out your ears.
Write it in a little note, put it under your pillow at night, and absorb it via osmosis.
Yes.
We highly suggest you listen to this podcast while you're sleeping. Buy Blue Ribbon Lounge stickers.
Yeah, buy the stickers.
Buy the stickers. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Happy soon-to-be 4th of July tomorrow.
That should be tomorrow. Time to bust out the fireworks and the grills.
Yes. Do you like fireworks, Davey?
Yeah. I dig them, especially lately. Like, I think the technology has advanced. Where they'll like shoot one, and then it'll like be the shape of a heart, or they'll do one inside of another one, and it like.
I've seen smiley faces in that.
Yeah. They are starting to do designs like back in the day when you'd see a cartoon or something, and they'd be like, and show, oh look, it's a guy holding the American flag or something.
Yeah.
Now it's almost to the point where they can just about do that.
Yeah, the great taste of Charleston Chew.
Yeah, and then it's like George Washington crossing the Potomac.
Yeah.
At least I think that's the one he crossed.
Yeah. I feel like, in cartoons you'd see him and it'd be like, it would be moving.
Yeah,
somehow.
like the flag's waving.
And like the boat is rowing.
Yeah.
I used to have a dog that like really did not care for fireworks. One time we were shooting off fireworks and my dog grabbed I don't remember if it was a fountain or like a mortar type thing. Ooh. But it was like an America's Funniest Home Videos moment where he was like running around and shit was fucking like red hot sparks were shooting out of it. Yeah. It was crazy.
That is crazy.
But yeah, he would freak out like crazy over fireworks.
Yeah.
I felt really bad for him. I stopped lighting off fireworks for a long time.
Yeah, that's always rough. My cat will be like, what? And then run under the bed.
Like, this will protect me.
Yeah, like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm out of here.
I was talking to somebody just a couple of weeks ago. Now, when the podcast comes out, there was the air show.
Oh, yes.
And a guy I work with was telling me, like, his neighbor's dog was over and, like, they live like right next to the airport that they fly off of.
Yeah.
And there were just like jets going right above his house and this dog was like quivering in fear.
Well, that shit's loud though.
Oh yeah. Make your whole body rumble.
Yeah, we went to the air show and they were doing something and damn sneaky Air Force people, because they're like, if you look in front, they're going to do this switch cross, whatever. You couldn't really hear what he was saying. So you're watching the two planes do like a loop-de-loop, and all of a sudden just one comes from the back and blasts over, like super low, and it was like, whoa! Like, what the fuck?
You got me again.
Exactly. Like, damn it. Yeah, the air show was nice Sunday because it was overcast, so it wasn't super blazing hot to be standing out in the middle of an airport.
That is really nice.
Yeah, and we kind of procrastinated, so we got to see the Thunderbirds, and that's all you really need to see.
I think so.
Because, I mean, it's cool, but once you see an airplane, you've seen an airplane.
Yeah. Did the old place sponsor it? Did you get tickets to it?
Yeah, they got tickets, but...
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I used to get it for free. I didn't, like, hang out in their little, like, tent area.
What? They got free food and stuff, right? And drinks?
They got it catered by Hy-Vee.
What, fried chicken? Or
no, it was, like, hamburgers and stuff. And we had one of those, like... You know, we can't give you a bonus, but we can give you a pizza party type things. And they had it catered by Hy-Vee, and it was just like dry and bland, and the sides were like. So when they're like, we're getting them for the air show, I'm like, well, I'm passing on that.
That's all right. Find plenty of other food to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the air show is always a good time, I feel like.
I mean, it's not bad. It's like one of those things, like when my kid was smaller, we went once to see the Blue Angels, and then any other time it's like, okay, well, we've seen it.
Yeah.
And then, the old lady's kids are littler and they've never seen anything like that. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, we took them out there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah.
Right.
Standing on top of tables or something.
Yeah, but the whole time I'm just like in my brain like America, fuck yeah.
Also, we got the comic book convention coming up.
Yes, we do.
That's going to be July 8th and 9th, I believe.
At the North Park Mall.
Yeah, so if you're in the Quad City area, come out and check it out.
Okay. Do you have the deets? Are we doing one day or two?
We're doing 2 days.
2 days. That's why I was saying we could do the two things.
Yeah.
Ask questions, see if anybody's got any paranormal stories they want to talk about.
Yeah, we can always just kind of do a mishmash, and I'll cut it apart and
stick it together.
Yeah.
I don't want you to have like too much work.
Oh, fuck, Dave, it's always too much work. This is the part I love, is hanging out with you and recording.
Yeah, it's the fun part. I look forward to it.
Yeah, but so yeah, if you have any interesting stories or topics or anything you want to shout out to us, come down to the North Park Mall and hopefully we'll be recording.
Yeah, and if you're interested in all these stickers we're talking about and want to see the designs firsthand and maybe pick one up, we'll be down there.
Hell yeah, Dave.
Hell yeah.
Also, more stickers always more stickers coming.
Yeah.
Always things to do and having fun.
Well, you're a very artistic mind, so
Yes.
I bet it never stops.
It does not translate well through the mechanisms that are my arms.
Yeah, I have that problem too. I'll be very ambitious, and then I'm like, but I could just play Zelda.
I feel like that was a direct attack on me.
Oh no! For Father's Day, my kid got me that game.
Oh,
so
hell
I've been
yeah!
playing it.
The new one.
Yeah, the Tears of
Kingdom?
the Kingdom. Yeah.
I just got down off of the Sky Islands not too long ago, and I'm running around
Okay, is that like?
in main Hyrule.
Yeah, I'm doing the before the time temple part. You have to hit up like 3 shrines before you can open the doors.
Oh, okay. I'm a little bit past that. But,
Okay.
But it's always fun.
Yeah, because I find myself farting around more than like actually progressing the game.
That's what I do too. I love farting around.
Yeah.
And finding those little leaf guys and
Yeah.
picking up weapons.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
I hate some of those robots guys though.
Oh, the wait till you get to the crazy hand creatures.
Oh no.
They like grab you and you can't regain your health.
Oh no.
It fucks me up.
I only got 3 health
Oh,
things
dude.
as it is right now.
Well, and it's like the first time you have to get another health heart, and then after that you get to pick. And I'm like, give me stamina all day, baby. I'm gonna be running around Hyrule like a madman.
Yeah, once you get enough, you can just be like, oh, you want me to go around? But I can just climb over this mountain.
Hell yeah.
It takes a while because it's slow, but sitting there for 20 minutes.
Yeah, what are you guys out there playing? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, are you guys into video games?
Yeah, leave a comment.
Yeah, hit us up
Smash
at the
that
Facebook
bell.
page. Smash that bell. Yeah, leave a comment on the YouTube page too. I think that helps the algorithm.
I mean, who knows?
Well, we were talking about this earlier, but the one podcast that we have with the most downloads has 1 comment on the YouTube page.
Hell yeah.
So I think maybe that
It does it.
that's
one
what
comment
does it. Yeah, gives it that algorithm.
Well, what else did you do today or this past couple of weeks, Davey?
I went and saw
Barbie movie?
Asteroid City.
Asteroid City. What's that?
Wes Anderson.
Oh, okay. Was it pretty good?
Yeah, it was kind of meta, but it was cool.
I think I've only heard of it. I think I may have seen the trailer, but I don't remember it.
It was one that I think they didn't. You know, they don't really advertise. I don't watch TV, so I don't know what they show on TV.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, Wes Anderson, his shit'll sell.
Yeah, and it was actually pretty good. Like, but it was meta because it was about play, but then the movie was the play, but it was a movie. So every once in a while they would cut in and go black and white and be like behind the scenes of the play.
Oh.
But you're like, so it was like, oh, okay.
I'll have to check that one out. I been kind of wanting to see that Mario.
The new one?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Me neither. I'll probably wait for it to come out. You know what I did see, Davey, was a documentary. My wife made me watch it, and I really did enjoy it. It was a documentary on Little Richard.
Who? That Little Richard?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was really good. Just to like, and it was like, it's so hard honestly as a white man to watch how like black artists have struggled in the wake of racism and segregation and shit.
Yeah.
When like Elvis wrote 0 songs, and
Right.
and he was I do believe he was a good performer, and I love his voice and I love everything about him.
Right.
But like Little Richard just really did seem like the real king of rock and roll.
Yeah, he seems like a parallel. Like if Jerry Lee Lewis had a black twin brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Kinda, right?
And I think probably he influenced Jerry Lee Lewis, I would believe.
Oh, so he was first?
I think he was.
Okay.
And I didn't get like exact timelines on everybody, just mostly him. But man, the things it seemed like he was doing was, they were crazy for, like, they had Mick Jagger on there.
Yeah.
And talking about Mick Jagger rolled around with Little Richard in Europe and opened up for him a whole bunch. And then also the Beatles opened up for him a whole bunch.
Yeah.
David Bowie had like an album that he was like, I want it to sound like Little Richard or something like that. And,
Okay.
And it was just, and like the Beatles, of course, were influenced by rockabilly and old rock and roll. And of course, Mick Jagger's the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Of course they were influenced by it. And of course David Bowie was. But then it's not until you kind of really hear it out of their mouths, I feel like it really connects.
Right. And I feel like Little Richard is one that when you think about him, you kind of think of eccentric. Oh, what's that word?
Eccentric?
Well, he's eccentric, but I was like eccentricities. Eccentricities?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, every video you see of him performing, he's just like pouring sweat.
Yeah, because he's animated and his outfits are kind of like big and colorful.
Yeah. And he was gay. Like, I think there was like Prince always said that none of his music was about sex. But it's like,
it's kind
really?
Of implied.
Yeah. But I guess Little Richard was gay, and very flamboyant.
Yeah.
And especially in a time when being black is hard enough, and then you got to be gay too. Crazy.
That is crazy. So it was a good one?
Yeah, I liked it. I couldn't find it anywhere except we rented it on YouTube for like $6.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, very good one.
That's cool. I've been going down this rabbit hole about stealth camping.
Okay.
There's this guy, Steve Wallace, does these YouTube channels, and he'll be like just driving, and like he has one where he goes by this welcome sign, and it's one that's like big, like bricks and stuff, and behind it has a bunch of pine trees and like decorative shrubbery, and he's like, that's the perfect place, and he like camps behind the sign.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and he's like, one of the comments was like, he's like the Bob Ross of camping. Because he's like a real wholesome guy, and and so it's one of those rabbit hole ones.
Is he like kind of a minimalist camper? Like he takes a tarp and a
kind of. He has a hammock usually.
Oh, okay.
But it depends on the situation. He'll have like a little collapsible cot.
Okay.
And but he always brings like food that's a little too elaborate for stealth camping. Like he'll make goulash. I saw him make fish and chips one time.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's neat.
Yeah, we'll have to put that up on the Facebook
Yeah, I'll
page.
throw up like one of my favorites or something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What do we got today, Davey?
Well, presidential facts.
Facts about the presidential peoples.
Yes, we're going to see what it's like to be a list show.
Your top 10 presidential facts.
Yes.
Except probably more than 10.
Probably. Yeah.
Where do you want to start? You want to start off with fucking GW or what?
I got GW at the top of my page in the beginning.
Let's do it. What do you got?
That George Washington never had children.
Yeah. Never fathered a single genetic child.
Yes.
I don't know. And I guess I heard that and I was like, what, did he have a bunch of like stepkids or?
He had, stepkids too. Okay. Martha had kids from her previous marriage.
Well, and that was one thing I found interesting about all the presidents, really. Like, there was a lot of divorced presidents who were married to women who were married beforehand. There were some that got married in the White House, some that were never married while they were president. And in a time that I feel like it was always pretty common to... It seemed like everybody got married at 16 to 20, and then you live out the rest of your life.
Right. But Martha was married to Daniel Cuttis, which was her first husband, and he was one of the richest men in the colonies. and he died of a throat infection, and she inherited like all his land and money.
Hell yeah.
And George Washington, actually, if it wasn't, there's like two parts to it. If it wasn't for that, him marrying into money, and then he was the second son. So when his dad passed away, his older brother actually got all the inheritance, because that's how it worked back then.
Yeah.
But then his brother passed away, and he inherited all that for himself.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because otherwise he would have probably just been like just a guy in the army.
Yeah.
But since he all of a sudden accumulated all this wealth by dumb luck,
He
pretty
could
much.
buy his way to the presidency.
Well, kind of like buy your way to become a colonel or a general.
Yeah. And I do have some interesting facts about finances for the presidents. And you know what I didn't write down when the White House was made, but there's a lot of interesting stuff around there.
Yeah.
George Washington, true or false, Dave, had wooden teeth.
False.
Big falso.
No, he just had slave teeth.
I didn't see if he had like a bunch of different teeth, but they were said to have been made from like ivory, human bone, human teeth, and animal teeth.
Yeah, and I heard that supposedly they were strong enough to like crunch other teeth.
Thompson's teeth, the only teeth strong enough to eat other teeth. And I heard that they had like a really strong spring in them.
Ooh, yeah.
Because they didn't have like that fucking, what's that glue you use to keep your dentures on?
Denture cream. I don't know what it's called.
Probably. Yeah. That sounds right. So they had like a strong spring, so he would have to like forcibly keep his mouth shut.
Oh,
while
to keep him in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That probably exercises your jaw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he always looks so stoic when you see paintings of him.
Yeah, because he's holding his jaw
clenching
closed.
his teeth.
Yeah. I think they have him on display at the Smithsonian.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be an interesting thing to see.
Yeah.
Also, so many presidents got shot.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But those would be interesting things to see. Is like the bullets after they died.
Yeah. Who do you got next?
I got number 3. Who was the second president? John Adams?
Maybe.
Well, fuck him.
Yeah, let's go.
I got
Thomas Jefferson.
Old TJ.
Yeah, T. James.
One more thing about George Washington. That whole cherry tree, I cannot tell a lie bit. Fake as fuck.
Lie. What a lie.
This guy had supposedly written Parson Weens. Fucking liar name.
Yeah. What a Weens.
He had written a quote-unquote biography on George Washington, and what he did was he just took kind of a lot of old fables and stuck them in there as George Washington's life.
Right.
But Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence.
Yes.
He actually rewrote parts of the Bible because he didn't believe necessarily that it was 100% true.
Right.
In that, like, lots of translations and people were telling kind of like half-sided stories.
Yeah, lots of parables.
Yeah, and so I tried to look that up, but I found like an hour-long video on it, and I was like, hard pass. Mm-hmm. It might have been different if we were recording today, but
yeah.
It is still on my listen list, but when the British burned down the Library of the Congress, he offered to sell his books to the library to start it up again.
Yeah.
It was said to have been 6,500 books.
Jeez.
That's a lot of books.
That is a lot of books.
He sold them to the library for $23,950, which is approximately in today's money $472,000.
Damn.
Yeah, what a library, what a collection.
Damn near $250,000 or $500,000.
Yeah. And I did hear this, and I'm sure it's fake as fuck, but supposedly 97% of them were purchased. But like 3% of them were like overly offensive, so they didn't take them.
were pornographic
Yeah.
in nature. I heard that too, but I was also watching, like, looking at his facts, but then it went along, the guy got weirder about the presidents.
And he was like, this president was just a dog and nobody noticed.
There's something like that,
Yeah.
maybe. And I'm like, wait, what? So
And then I had to re-fact check. It was like, it started off like with 2 true ones.
yeah,
And then they slowly started
got
getting
crazier. Yeah. Because I thought maybe he was like, I'll tell you a truth, but then I'll say something stupid about it.
2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, something like that. But Thomas Jefferson was accused of having an affair
Okay.
with his slave, Sarah Sally Hemings. And the article was written by Alexander Hamilton.
Have you seen that movie?
The play?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
That's a good play. Good tunes.
Okay. And he was also said, the historians speculate he might have had up to 7 kids with her.
Whoa.
And like,
with just one slave?
yeah.
Wow.
Because she was like their nursemaid and whatever, helped her around the house.
Mm-hmm.
And when he went to France as like an envoy, or like a, what do they call those? Like the guy who goes to the ambassador.
Yeah.
Yeah, she went with him.
Oh, yeah, because she cooks great eggs, dude.
Yeah. But the kicker is that John Wiley's, which is Thomas Jefferson's father-in-law, had an affair with his slave, who happened to be Sarah Hemings' mother.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that leads historians to believe that Martha Whaley Jefferson, his wife, and Sarah Hemings were sister or half sisters.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so maybe he's got a type.
Keep it in the family, baby.
Yeah.
Just to go back really quick, that the library caught on fire again, and like a lot of those books that he sold him were lost.
Oh no.
There's stuff's always just catching on fire. Over
Yeah, that's a shame. That's like the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah, right.
Where supposedly like a lot of historical documents going back way farther than we know now got lost.
Aliens.
Fucking aliens, man.
Conspiracy cover up. You got any more on old TJ?
Nope.
James Madison, father of the Constitution, and key figure in establishing the Bill of Rights. And that's it.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Andrew Jackson had
AJ.
had 2 bullets lodged in his chest.
Dude, all these guys getting shot.
Yeah, from 2 separate duels.
Damn.
Like at one duel, he was going and the guy shot him.
Did you do Andrew Jackson?
Andrew Jackson? Yeah.
Oh, is that 7?
I didn't write down which number he was.
Oh, come on, Dave. Keep going.
But the guy shot him and he was unfazed, and he shot him and shot the guy back and killed him.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was the Charles Dickens, but the guy's name was Charles Dickens.
I thought it was Dickinson. Charles Dickinson.
Dickinson. I have that written down too.
Yeah.
It was just kind of maybe connecting for me. And that was in 1806. Charles Dickinson had called Jackson worthless, scoundrel, a poltroon, and a coward after they had made a horse racing bet that Andrew Jackson tried to weasel out of. And this was before his presidency.
Yeah. But yeah, he carried those bullets in his chest till he died. They didn't get removed. But also, he's the reason why Alexander Hamilton got shot, because of James Burr or whatever.
Yeah.
Because him and Hamilton always butted heads because Andrew Jackson didn't believe in the Fed, like the money printing side of it.
Okay.
And he didn't want that to happen because he's like, why should we have an outside entity make our money and we have to buy our money from them? And they were like fighting it, and they were like, and they'd always call themselves like, call each other names and stuff until like he wanted to like duel with them, but in his place, since he was president, he sent Burr.
Okay.
And I think Burr ended up killing Hamilton.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, people were dying.
Yep.
Jackson was also the first president to have been attacked in office. Robert Randolph just punched Jackson in the face and ran off in the White House.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the way you should do it. Instead of like trying to assassinate people, just come up to shake his hand and then punch him.
Well, and then Jackson was also the first president to have an attempt on his life. Richard Lawrence fired 2 guns at Jackson. They both misfired. Jackson then beat the shit out of Lawrence with his cane.
With a walking stick?
Yeah. And so badly that they had to pull Jackson away. Later, they recovered the 2 pistols, and they were found that they worked fine. So who knows what kind of divine intervention that was.
Right. William Henry Harrison?
Get out of here. We're doing Martin Van Buren first.
Okay, you got him in. I don't know if I got mine in order. As I was seeing them, I was throwing them on there. So
Martin Van Buren, the first president to have been born in the United States.
Yeah,
and that's it.
That's it. That's
white toast. Other than that,
yep. Gotta do
William Harry.
William Harry Harrison.
Yes.
Defeated 10 Indian's name. 10 Skakwata'awa'a.
What a name.
Yeah. In 1811 in the Battle of Tippecanoe.
Oh, okay. I feel like I've heard of that before.
Yeah, and it earned him the nickname Old Tippecanoe.
What a lame,
Right. But it also is said to have brought down a curse on the White House.
I heard that.
Yeah, that every 20 years or every president, every 20 years, or if the president was elected on a year that ended in 0, because I think it's also called like the 0 factor or something. But yeah, if they're elected like that, they die in office. And of the 8 presidents that died when they were in office, only one was not covered by the curse, and that was Zachary Taylor.
Whoa, that's crazy. That was another one of those weird facts that I was like, I can't fucking trust this guy. And so I like kind of highlighted it. I didn't look back into it.
Well, I think if you do the math, it works all the way up to Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
But then after that, there were other presidents, like Carter, I think, that didn't die.
Yeah.
But Ronald Reagan was either the 20-year or on the 0 year, and then a year that ended in 0, and he had an assassination attempt.
Ooh.
But he survived.
After so long, those curses kind of fizzle out.
So I think maybe there's just an expiration date.
Yeah.
But it's also said that after he got shot, was it Nancy Reagan? Went and got an astrologist to help protect and like do some cleanse the White House of the curse.
Saged the White House?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You got to do that. When William Henry Harrison was elected, he gave a 2-hour-long inauguration speech, the longest in history for inauguration speech, and he did it all in a snowstorm. I think they said like no coat and no hat.
Yeah.
He was out there looking hella presidential. Later, unrelatedly, he contracted pneumonia, which resulted in his death only after a month becoming the president, giving him the shortest presidency and putting John Tyler into office.
Starting that curse.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and most people were like, like, because, I don't know. He was just kind of a ho-hum kind of guy.
Yeah, what I got from this project was like, we've had a lot of presidents, not all of them interesting.
True.
I got Abraham Lincoln next.
You got
number
Lincoln?
16.
All right.
And we all know all the good stuff he's done.
Yeah.
But what I have is like his wife, Mary Todd, was said to have had accepted money in exchange for Lincoln to appoint people to certain roles. Ooh. And while Lincoln, the beginning of cronyism in politics, and while Lincoln didn't approve of this, somehow he was powerless to stop it, and I think you just don't give those people office.
Right.
But he ended up doing it.
Yeah, because if what...
happy wife, happy life, you know what I mean?
His wife, Martha, also?
Mary Todd.
Mary Todd. You just said that. Yeah, but, if she's like, but I already took the money...
Yeah. I already bought this new dress.
Yeah. Abraham Lincoln loved cats.
Oh.
Was the first president to bring felines into the White House. and he was known for rescuing cats.
Oh,
When he went
he
to-
would just like pick them up and put them under his hat.
Yeah, when he went
Bring
out
him into the house.
during the Civil War to check on some generals, he found 3 abandoned like kittens, and he rescued them, and he gave them to the general, and he's like, make sure that these are fed and get all the milk that they want.
All the milk they want. But, sir, they want milk all the time.
I'm the president, do what I say.
There's a huge milk shortage because Lincoln kept giving all these cats milk.
And his wife would get embarrassed because at like fancy dinners at the White House, he would feed them table scraps, like just because there was the one that said he set a plate for him at the table.
There's just like, he's like a crazy cat lady. There's just like fucking everywhere.
That's what it seemed like, yeah. But he was also, I think, the first president that would take his shoes off and walk around when he was inside. Because before, people didn't take their shoes off until it was time for bed.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, he'd like say he wanted his feet to, they gotta breathe.
Yeah. He needed to be grounded.
Yeah.
During the Civil War, he had suspended habeas corpus, and it was decreed that anyone engaging the act of discourage volunteer military enlistment in speech or writing could be arrested and tried in front of a military tribunal as opposed to a civil court. And there was like 15,000 U.S. citizens were arrested and held. And like a lot of these guys weren't doing like treasonous things.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, you shouldn't go into the military because you might die.
Yeah.
Bang, going to jail.
Right. Why would we want to go fight Mr. Lincoln's war?
Yeah. He did end up also establishing the Secret Service on the day he was assassinated.
Yeah.
But he established the Secret Service originally to task with search and seizure of counterfeit money, which was a large problem at the time. And this was as opposed to the direct protection of the president. I didn't look up when they started doing that instead.
Okay. Interesting. Speaking of Zachary Taylor, how he was the president that didn't fit the mold of the curse.
Mm-hmm.
He died 2 years into his presidency after attending a 4th of July celebration and eating cherries and milk.
Oh, I did hear that.
Yeah, and then he got sick and then ended up dying, leading a lot of people to believe that he was poisoned.
Yeah, who dies from cherries and milk?
And who
Also,
eats cherries with milk?
I mean, you can buy like that strawberry mix for milk.
Yeah.
Strawberry milk. That sounds yum.
Yeah, but I mean...
But cherry milk.
See, I don't know if it's like you're eating cherries and drinking milk or you mix them together.
Either way, like, I'm not a huge cherry guy either, so...
Yeah.
It tastes like... Cherries taste like medicine.
They can, yeah. Especially the cherry flavoring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our number 18th president, Ulysses S. Grant, his actual name was Hiram Ulysses S. Grant, but somebody had forgot Hiram when they put him on the ballot.
Yeah.
And he just kind of liked it.
Oh,
Because it gave him his initials as U.S. He thought that'd get him a little farther. Got him in to be president, I guess.
yeah. Ulysses S. Grant was supposed to go to Ford Theater with Abraham Lincoln the night he was shot.
Yeah.
But their wives didn't like each other. And Ulysses didn't want to deal with all the drama.
I don't blame him.
Yeah. I have Franklin Pierce.
Let's do... Well...
He was before Lincoln, or Abraham. Yep.
Oh, he was
Abraham.
before Abraham?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my bad, Davey.
No,
You
that's-
know what? Maybe we don't need to go in order since we already fucked it all up.
Yeah, no, it's fine. That's why I said it's just jump around.
Oh.
But
We'll go by Davies. No, it's not mine.
no, just back and forth. It's fine. You know, you do one, I'll do one. But Franklin Pierce is considered to be the hottest president.
Ooh, sexy. It was
Yeah.
that tight jawline.
Maybe. But to put it in perspective, Obama is considered to be the 6th.
6th?
Yeah.
That guy was jacked.
Yeah. And Gerald Ford, who was a model, I don't think even broke the top 5.
Damn.
Yeah. And also Franklin
He was a
Pierce-
hand model, is what they don't tell you.
hand model. The picture I saw was him like posing as a football player.
Okay.
Yeah. But Franklin Pierce is also known because of the Kansas-Nebraska Act that was a major catalyst, or at least like a spark that started the Civil War.
Okay.
Because basically the act was that the people of Kansas and Nebraska could vote to see if they wanted to have slaves, and that caused riots and a little war to actually break out between people. Yeah, which kind of like
little Hatfields and McCoy's situation down there.
Yeah,
or over there.
Brothers starting to fight with brothers about whether or not owning people is cool or not.
I mean, looking back, maybe one side was a little bit more right.
Yeah, for sure.
Our 20th president, James A. Garfield, he was the second president to be assassinated. He was shot by Charles Guiteau, and he actually lived for 80 days until he developed an infection and died, more than likely because surgery standards weren't up to current time snuff, so they figure that they're probably poking and prodding with fingers and tools that were all gross.
Yeah.
They dropped it up on the dirt, and they're like, it'll be fine. Rub a little dirt on it.
Well, that could also mean that Alexander Graham Bell, or no, who's the electricity guy?
Edison?
Thomas Edison could be at fault because when he got shot, Edison tried to use this like makeshift metal detector to find the bullet in his body. I don't think they did, but yeah. Obviously.
Just gave him filled his body with cancer.
Yeah, like some electromagnetic something.
Reportedly, his last words were, "My work is done." Good last words.
Those are good last words.
James Garfield was actually extremely poor in his presidency because at that time, the presidents were... He was one of the first presidents who didn't have money going into the office. And so at that time, presidents were expected to pay for expenses of the White House out of their own salary. And I have a list of some salaries. The original salaries and the changes were set and changed by Congress. So it's not like the president's like, I think I'll get a pay raise.
Yeah, he can't vote himself a raise like Congress can.
So in 1789, from George Washington to Andrew Jackson, it was $25,000 a year. And I meant to see how much this type of stuff was for like current day.
Yeah.
But I did not do that. So don't ask me.
Well, to say like if it's inflation, say like 3 times as much, so like $75,000.
Okay. I mean, yeah. So George Washington and Andrew Jackson was $25,000 a year. And then in 1873, it changed with Ulysses S. Grant going all the way to William McKinley, and it was $50,000 per year, doubled.
Yeah. $50,000 a year, buy a lot of beer.
1909, it got upped from Theodore Roosevelt to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who were cousins.
Yes. And the second one, Franklin. His wife was their fifth cousin. His fifth cousin.
Really keeping it in the family.
Yeah. It was
the
like,
British way. I thought we were getting away from that.
I know.
So Theodore Roosevelt to Franklin Roosevelt, $75,000 a year. 1949, from Harry S. Truman to John F. Kennedy, it jumped up to $100,000 per year. And this is where it starts to get kind of wild. 1969, Lyndon B. Johnson to George W. Bush was $200,000, doubled again.
Yeah.
And then in 2001, Bill Clinton to now Joe Biden, they made $400,000 a year.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's not bad. 4 years, you can get like $2 million.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's like being the replacement kicker on a football team.
Yeah. Just warming the bench.
Yeah, signed a 2-year contract or a 4-year contract for $2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
But speaking of not having money, Andrew Johnson never went to school because he was born into poverty and had to teach himself how to read and write. Mm-hmm. When he was inaugurated, he was visibly drunk during his speech.
Visibly.
Damn. Like, you couldn't hide it. Yeah. And he was also the first president to get impeacched.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so
being too drunk.
I think maybe he had a little problem.
Theodore Roosevelt, another president who was shot by a saloon keeper, John Schrank, while giving a speech.
In Milwaukee.
Ooh.
Milwaukee.
Algonquin for the good land.
Yes. Got our Wayne's World reference in.
So after he got shot, he determined that the bullet didn't penetrate too deep into his chest. That's because he wasn't coughing up a bunch of blood.
Yeah.
And so he finished the speech and carried the bullet in his body to his death. The opening line for the speech, probably not planned.
Yeah.
But it was, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you fully understand that I've been shot, but it takes more than that to kill a bull moose.
Yeah, because he was running on the Bull Moose Party.
Oh, really?
Because he was running third party. Because this was during his campaign for his third election.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and you thought Foo Fighters guy was tough, breaking his leg and getting bandaged while he kept playing.
Yeah.
Theodore Roosevelt got shot and was like, let's keep going.
Yeah. Well, I had a fat cigar in his mouth and a big flask of whiskey.
Yeah, carrying a big stick.
Was he Old Ironside?
I think that was Grant.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like they go kind of back and forth, because wasn't Teddy Roosevelt also in the military?
Yeah, he was with the Rough Riders.
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt, in his memoirs, I don't know if his memoirs, but it was like exploring and conquering the West or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote about coming across a prospector who told him a story about him and his friend going into the woods and encountering a strange beast and hearing like howls.
Ooh.
And that they were trappers, because then they were like, they went out and set their lines, their trap lines, and they came back and their stuff had been messed with.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, okay, and they stayed another night. They went out, came back, the stuff was messed with again. And they're like, okay, well, let's pack it up and go, because this is weird. So the one guy went out he's like, well, I'm going to go check these beaver traps, and while you pack up camp. Mm-hmm. He came back, his buddy was ripped in half.
Oh, shit!
And he saw a two-legged furry monster, or beast, running away.
Damn.
Yeah, and Roosevelt wrote about it in his book.
It's true.
Yeah.
Bigfoot's out there.
Bigfoot. Rutherford B. Hayes was the first person in the United States to own a Siamese cat, and he named it Siam.
Warren G. Harding was known to have a gambling problem.
Regulators. Warren G.
Warren G. Warren G. Harding, our 29th president, was known to have a gambling problem, and it's said that he lost a set of White House china in a bet.
Jeez. In 2013, I don't know if they somebody leaked them or somebody had these letters and then finally they became public, but Warren G. Harding and a mistress were writing letters back and forth, and by reading the letters you find out that Warren G. called his little buddy Jerry.
Get the Jerry.
Yes, you want some of this Jerry?
Oh, gross.
Ugh. I don't think there's any president that I would be want to think about with their wife.
Or their mistress.
Yeah.
He just walks out in a pair of silk underpants.
Yeah, so
Jerry's ready for you.
Franklin Pierce. Benjamin Harris, the 23rd president.
Oh, you had that one written down.
Yeah, because he was the last president to have a beard.
Oh, okay. Very important to know.
William Taft, who supposedly his fact that every school kid knows, famously got stuck in the bathtub in the White House.
Famously.
Yes, because they had to pull that bathtub out and then replace it with a bathtub big enough for 4 people.
4 people?
Yeah.
Also, bathing in style.
Right.
Wish I had a bathtub that fit 4 people.
Huge
my
bathtub.
My bathtub fits a half of a person.
Yeah. I want one of those big claw bathtubs. That's
yeah.
A bucket list thing.
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
But William Taft was also the only president to go on and serve in the Supreme Court.
Okay. Although a lot of presidents were serving in Congress after their presidency.
Oh, okay.
And there was a period of time where presidents weren't getting like I had said before, they had to pay for White House stuff out of their own pocket, and they also didn't have a pension for a long time.
Yeah, that's why they owned plantations and stuff back in the day.
Slaves.
I mean, yeah, yep.
I mean, it was a thing.
It was a thing.
The last one I got is George H.W. Bush.
H.W.? Is that the father?
Yes.
Yeah.
The senior. He went to Phillips Academy in Massachusetts, and he was the captain of his varsity baseball and soccer teams. He went to Yale and was the captain of his baseball team there, and played in the first 2 College World Series games and met Babe Ruth.
Damn.
When he was at Yale, also a cheerleader.
Yeah.
So whatever that says about him.
Well, there's got to be people to catch them or hold them up.
Toss the
them.
girls.
Yeah, toss the girls.
And actually, I know a guy who, shout out to, well, maybe I won't shout him out, but he was a cheerleader for a long time. And it was just so funny because I know him now from like the car show scene, and he's like kind of dirty and rugged and, and has a big beard. And, then he showed me some of his old cheerleading photos where he's in his outfit, a shaved face, like a flat top. He looked like a fucking hella nerd.
He was a soch.
And then between high school academy and Yale College, Bush Sr. joined the military during World War II and became the youngest naval aviator in U.S. history at the age of 18. During a military mission, Bush's plane was hit and caught fire, though he was still able to drop the bombs on them Japanese before flying out to sea and ejecting. He landed in the water and was picked up by the USS Finback submarine. His partner in the plane was not so lucky as his parachute didn't open. So he was like captain of a baseball team, captain of a soccer team, captain of the college baseball team. And he actually he completed college in 2.5 years as opposed to 4. Yeah, he was. I mean, the numbers got it.
Yeah, it's cool. I have a couple more. Dwight D. Eisenhower made the Secret Service chase the squirrels away or capture the squirrels that came onto the White House lawn because he didn't want them to wreck his putting green.
Hell yeah. A man who knows his mission in life.
Jimmy Carter saw a UFO in 1969.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Georgia, him and 10 other members of the Lions Club saw a luminous light that was kind of like looked like the moon, but was coming towards them, stopped and pivoted and flew away.
Oof.
Yeah, and he even filled out a report with the International UFO Bureau in 1973.
73.
Yeah.
So that was a while after like the real boom of flying saucers.
Yeah, because 4 years after he saw it, he finally came forward.
So we got one president saw aliens, one president wrote about Bigfoot.
Yeah. Crazy.
What more proof do you need, people?
I know, they're out there. Ronald Reagan was almost choked to death by a chimpanzee.
When he was an actor.
Yeah.
On, what was it called? Like Bonzo's...
Bedtime for Bonzo.
Bedtime for Bonzo.
Yeah. Let's see. John Quincy Adams, in the morning, he liked to go skinny dipping in the Potomac.
Yeah. And there was a rumor, and it ended up just being like a slander to make him seem bad. But there was a rumor that when he was skinny dipping, a female reporter came and stole his clothes.
Yeah.
And blackmailed him to get him back as long as he would do an interview with her. Yeah. And she put some pretty questionable stuff in the
salacious
story.
Things.
Yeah.
All right. James Buchanan was the only president to not be married.
Okay.
And then my last one here, Benjamin Harrison was the first president to have electricity in the White House, but he was afraid of electricity, and he wouldn't touch the light switches.
Damn. It's the devil's
He was afraid
work.
to get electrocuted.
Yeah. That's all I had, too.
That's all I got.
Wow, what a quick episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's okay. What do you guys think about it? What was your favorite fact? What was Who's your favorite president? I don't know.
Do you have any presidential facts that we might have skipped?
Yeah, I like the handsome one.
The handsome one?
Yeah.
Pierce. Franklin Pierce. Yeah.
Yeah, Frankie P.
Yeah. And, we have a fluctuating podcast. They don't all have to be an hour.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can be more.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have 2-hour podcasts.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, let's cut this thing off because I got to edit it.
Yeah, and then we sit around with Hollywood Dave for another 4 hours.
Oh, those are the crazy ones. And you know what? I do not put the time into editing those as I should.
Well, I think we cut it off, and then we kept talking after that.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best part. That's when you get all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Especially when we had
microphones are off.
Yeah, especially when we had Hollywood Dave and Chicken Boy, that episode. Oh, what a fun time.
It's a fun time. I look forward to the next time we do that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
In 6 months or so.
Yeah.
5
from now.
Yeah.
Well, from the future.
5 from now from the future.
Yeah. Not our now, but your now. You time traveling.
When will then
psychonauts.
be now?
Well, then is always now, but now is not then until you get to then.
Soon.
And then it's now. Like there's no tomorrow because it's always today.
Whoa. You're blowing my brain here.
Well, that's why we bust out the jaws of life and cram this knowledge in there.
Just hammer it back in. Kink, kink, kink.
Just so we can blow your mind.
But thanks for listening.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, and listen to some older episodes. What are your favorite old episodes?
Man, I don't know.
I won't say the ones with Hollywood Dave.
Okay,
those are the ones I won't say this time.
Crazy Rich People.
Oh, that was a good one.
Because Jimmy, the guy who built the carriage with the sails.
Oh yeah, and then wasn't there a guy that wrote his name in waterways?
Yeah, made a canal that said his name.
And then he had to destroy it.
Yeah, you see it from space.
Yeah. Man, I don't know what one to say other than that.
Well, even Sasquatch, our second one,
or the aliens,
second or third one,
or the haunting ones.
Yeah.
Ooh, the one with Krisha Saldivar was really good.
Selling the haunted house.
Yeah, that one was really good too.
That is a good one. And then
I'm a big fan of ghosts.
Artificial intelligence, mind control. I think we got all.
Mind control was a good one.
Yeah,
I feel like it was a little bit. I feel like I didn't grasp the subject a whole lot, but the stories I had, I thought were good.
Yeah,
I went a little bit too deep into capitalism, maybe in one story.
Well,
with the light bulbs.
Yeah, commercialism. Yeah. Well, it's all part of it.
Yeah,
propaganda.
Yeah, different types of mind control for sure.
Yeah, because back in the day, way back in the day, they'd be like, "Oh, a piano." They'd be like, "It has 12 strings, ivory keys, and is made out of teak wood." And then there was a part where the advertising switched. And then they, instead of just showing a picture of the piano and telling the stats of it, they would have a piano with a family around it, and they'd be like, "Grand piano, the best time for holidays."
Yeah, crazy. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes,
we really appreciate you.
We appreciate you so much.
And as you're going about your day today, try to take care of yourself.
Yes, and tomorrow when you're lighting off those fireworks, be safe. Practice safety. Don't hold them in your hand while you light them.
Promise us. Say it out loud.
Right now.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And remember, in the words of Franklin Pierce, who I've been talking about all episode, your yes should be yes and your no should be no.